What's going on, guys? It's day 31. It is Halloween today, and it is the final day of my 31 days of Halloween. It is Halloween. It is time to celebrate Halloween. Now, before I get into some of the ways that I celebrate Halloween, actually no, I'll do that right now. I don't know about some of you, but some of my traditions, like I said yesterday in a Halloween H2O, I always go out and buy 2 glasses of Chardonnay, just because it's in Halloween H2O. It's definitely a tradition. I always watch Halloween H2O like in the morning, afternoon. And then starting at like 10:30, I always will watch Halloween 1 and 2 back to back. So I watch all 3 of my favorite Halloweens. I watch all 3 of the iconic Halloweens, in my opinion. Halloween 4 and 5, of course, I'll watch throughout the day on AMC's Fear Fest. I'll definitely put that on. I'll definitely put on AMC's Fear Fest as much as possible too. But man, you hear Halloween 2 in the background. That just hearing the score just puts a smile on my face, man. It's just so awesome. All right. And also I'll be doing a lot of things. My school, which you can see my school's name there, they do a lot of things for Halloween, surprisingly, very surprisingly. So today they have a person coming in talking about supernatural like possession stories from the Middle Ages, so I can't wait to do that. There's a Halloween parade at 5 p.m. Here in Chicago, so I'll be going to that as well. And then at 8 p.m. they actually have in the chapel, because my school's a Catholic school. They have a chapel, and in the bottom of it they have a crypt. And every Halloween, you know, like at 8 and 9 p.m. they open it up and they have it so that all the lights are out on it, and they just have candles going through it, and it's really, supposedly it's really creepy. So all of those things are things that I'll be doing for Halloween. Hopefully you guys do too. And also, if I forget to ask at the end, let me know some of your Halloween traditions. I'd like to know what some of you guys do. You know, it's always fun to hear some of you guys. I'm sure some of you guys with kids take your kids trick-or-treating or everything like that. So, kind of disappointed it's on a Monday this year because it's a school day and everything, but that's what it is. Okay, first off, Halloween and Halloween 2. Basically, one movie. The original Halloween, again, I've watched 2 reviews of 2 of the big like the very well-known reviewers that I watch just this morning, and I mean, there's really nothing that you can add to this to talk about it. I mean, everything that they said is true. The original Halloween, guy breaks out of a mental institution and stalks a babysitter. You don't know what that connection is yet. They develop that in this movie. Like it or hate it, I actually think it's fine, but obviously, but for me, the thing that I love about the original Halloween is just its simplicity, and it's just it plays with your mind. Like, remember how I said with It Follows, it gets you like looking in the background and things for Michael? This is the original movie that does that. It gets you looking and like, did I miss Michael, or is he there? Like, and it's just all that breathing shots and like and him just standing behind her, and you get that POV of just his shoulder and a little bit of the mask with breathing. Just so atmospheric. Just so, the score is so perfect too, and and there's really only like, I think like 3, maybe 4 different scores used throughout the whole movie. Like, that's it. It's not very. And they're all very, very simple, played on a piano or a keyboard. But yeah, it's just that. It's that simple. Yeah, it's so good. Now this is 1978, so I can't even really talk about the kills because that has nothing to do with the original movie. There's no slasher film. The kills didn't matter. It was definitely more about the atmosphere, and the kills with the atmosphere are so perfect. I mean, like I said, whenever I watched when I watched it in theaters, like the scene where he comes up from behind PJ Souls, Linda's character, that's just so creepy. You know, he's just coming slowly behind her in that with that ghost costume, whatever. That's so terrifying to think of. Yeah, there's so many things in this movie where it's just so awesome. If I were to rate it, I would give it a 9 to 9.5 out of 10. It is a near perfect movie. The cinematography is beautiful, so well done. It is damn near perfect. Yeah. Oh yeah, Donald Pleasance too, of course. Donald Pleasance kills the movie. Like, Jamie Lee Curtis does really good acting in the movie. PJ Souls, for what she is kind of the fun, kind of annoying character. It's whatever. And then, you know, Nancy Loomis as Annie does a really good job also. She's kind of bad in some scenes. It's kind of awkward, but, you know, it's just so classic that you just look over it because you've seen it so many times. And then, yeah, so, oh man. I'm not sure why I keep yawning. And yeah, Donald Pleasance just kills it. Just kills it. Yeah, 9.5 out of 10. I really can't say too many bad things about it. Yeah. I mean, it was shot on a $300,000 budget. So, $350,000. So, I mean, like, it's so well done and so simplistic that it's incredible. And yeah, so that's it. 9 to 9.5 out of 10. And that's definitely my score. So on to Halloween 2. Now, this picks up right where the original left off. This is a direct sequel. So you can view them as one movie. And if I could score them together, they would both go as my favorite, you know, horror movie. But I can't do that. I guess it'd be cheating a little bit. Yeah. I mean, basically, it picks it basically follows Laurie to where she's brought to the hospital. Now, originally, if you know a little bit of the trivia to this, it was originally supposed to be set in a high-rise apartment, which makes no sense if Jamie Lee Curtis was going to be in this, but it makes sense for them to bring it to a hospital. But yeah, so they most of this movie is set in the hospital. Now, you do have Donald Pleasance still running around trying to chase Michael, and he doesn't know that Jamie Lee Curtis has been taken to the hospital, and also he's the one being chased by her. Now, the thing that you can definitely say about this movie is that it definitely feels like an 80s slasher. I've said that multiple times before. It definitely has that feel of an 80s, especially an early 80s slasher. Like, definitely has that feel of a Friday the 13th Part 1 and 2, or a My Bloody Valentine or something like that. It definitely has a feel of that. Yeah, I really like, obviously, I really like pretty much everything to do about this movie. The one thing I can say is that you could say the new characters aren't really anything special. To me, they're all just overly enjoyable characters and all likable in every way. Like, there's nothing really special about them. Like Jimmy, was it Alice, Bud? I can't remember some of the other. I can't remember all the names right now, but they all have really, and the security guard. They're all just like they're really likable. They're early '80s slasher characters. You know, the standouts, of course, Donald Pleasance and Brackett, the deputy. Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't have many lines in this movie, but she does shine in the third act. But Donald Pleasance is definitely the main reason to like this. The thing that I like about this movie is the cinematography. Like, they'll show, like, that scene's pretty creepy there. And then there's one scene coming up here that I think is quintessential Halloween and really shows the atmosphere. This right here. You get these long corridor shots with Michael in them, or you get long corridor shots with him, like, walking out a door or walking through or there's nothing, him not there at all. You get these long corridor shots that are just really eerie. And yeah, it's kind of built that way. The hospital's kind of just empty. But, like, it's nonetheless, it's like really iconically atmospheric for me. Like, I just, in this scene too even, like, she's running down, there's so many of those long corridor shots that it's just like a lot of films, like, miss that. A lot of films just have all the, you know, close-ups and everything like that, and you know, but you miss some of those, you know, longer shots where you can have him walking like that. Like, that is, like, really eerie, builds up atmosphere. There's also a scene where, you know, he's in that baby crib thing, and he's standing there, and you can hear the breathing too. They do that breathing in this movie, and the thing that I love about this movie is that you hear the breathing, and you also get some of those background shots that you get in H2O in this movie. So it's kind of a mix between both of them. You kind of get the the kind of atmospheric, the breathing that you got in the original. But yeah, it's like that scene where you can see him through the glass. You can just barely see him. That is creepy as hell. And then he walks out of it. It's so well done. And then when he's standing in the background, when I think it's Alice and Jimmy are talking. And no, it's not Alice. I can't remember her name anyway. But anyways, they're talking and they can't find anybody. And Michael's silhouette is in there. And I think you can hear him breathing too when it pans to his POV. So, like, there's a lot of that still, like, original Halloween cinematography and atmosphere still built into this movie. Not as much. And it doesn't really have any of those, like over the corner kind of shots with Michael breathing. I think there's one at the beginning though, but I don't think you can hear him breathing. But yeah, it's all around, like, I think it's not as atmospheric, and it's fun like an 80s slasher. And the thing that I think is really sets this apart for me and I like better. Also, I will show you one scene from this movie that I think I do like a little bit better than the original. But pay no attention to this right now. In fact, I'll just pause it. I love the oh god, now I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, the kills. The kills in this movie, there are so many different creative kills because they're in a hospital. You know, he has that, you know, the air bubble and then through the eye, needle through the eye, you know, a scalpel, you know, and he brings her up, and then a scalpel, and then, you know, it's not all just with a knife. You know, he uses different techniques and methods that with hospital equipment. So it gets very creative with that. Now, Rick Rosenthal did a fine job directing this, but I will want to give the credit to all the people who were in the original crew that like held Rick Rosenthal accountable. And some of the added scenes and some of the added kills are kind of unnecessary, I admit, but it's really fun nonetheless. But by the way, I think this crane shot at the beginning really does a phenomenal job at kind of establishing us. you kind of get this crane shot that comes in from the trees, drops down right into the action of the house. That's really creative and really well done. It kind of is like a great introduction. It's a perfect introduction to the movie. I will say that the kill that is right here completely makes no sense. If you look at this, kill, it is my favorite kill of the whole movie. No, it's my second favorite kill. But it's the one big jump scare of the whole movie. But like, if you see this here, there's nothing here. I don't think there's no couch here or nothing. And if you look in, like, there's nothing there, and he just pops up and kills her. Like, there's no... It's a great jump scare, but it makes no sense on like multiple viewings. But my favorite scene that they did, and I'm not gonna. Oh man. Let's see here. I think I passed it already. I'm trying to, oh yeah, I passed it already. Yeah. I'll get back to it here soon. Oh yeah, this kill right here. Now, if you remember in the original movie, that the most iconic moment was whenever Michael Myers appears from the silhouette, from the darkness. And they do that here. They have him appear from the darkness. I think it's done better in this movie. Now, the original one obviously has, you know, it's not original in this movie, but I think it's done better. I think it's more I think it's kind of a little bit more unexpected, but I think I'd like to see how audiences reacted to that in '81, you know, because it's sort of like a recalling of the original, but it's like, that really is unexpected, and that's the air bubble kill. But yeah, and then of course the ending, you know, he blows up Michael and Donald Pleasence died. The original intended ending was that Donald Pleasence and Michael Myers dies, and really there's no possible way for them to ever survive that. So, you know, any other way of trying to, you know, make them look like it's, yeah, there's just no way that it would happen. Yeah, so the reason being why I think I like this one just a tad bit better than the original is it feels like an 80s slasher. It's not as well directed. You know, there's definitely some... the cinematography feels very, very similar. It feels very like the original. But, you know, for what it's basically a replay of the original movie with different characters, with 80s slashers characters. Which is why I think I like it a tad bit better, because it's just with 80s slashers. Like, there's really no reason why. Like, Halloween is a better made film than this one, but this one is one I personally like better, and I just think that, you know, every time I like the score better. I like the synthesizer score better, a little bit better in this movie. Although the one where he's chasing her, like the dun dun, I like better than in the original. I do like that one better. I will say I like Laurie's theme better than in the original too, but I like the theme that's playing on the main menu here better in this version than I do in the original. So with that being said, I think I'll probably end it here. Not much more can be said. It's just everybody's kind of seen these movies before. It's just my personal opinions and overviewing of the movie. Yeah, they're both phenomenal movies. I love these two Halloween movies. I cannot wait to watch these tonight again. And yeah, with that being said, it gets a 10 out of 10 for me, obviously. So it's my favorite horror movie, tied with The Exorcist. So they both get 10 out of 10 for me. Yeah, I would say I'd like to know some of your guys' things you do for Halloween. I just really want to know if you guys are going trick-or-treating today or something, or taking your kids trick-or-treating or whatever. Please let me know. You know, it'll be fun. Let me know your thoughts on these two movies. I mean, obviously, they've been talked about to death, and, you know, they're iconic. You know, at least the first one's iconic. Yeah, so, yeah, that's going to do it. That's going to do it for all 31 days of Halloween, too. I enjoyed doing this. I love talking horror films. I love talking about these. I love picking apart horror films and things that I like and dislike about them. Yeah, so my next review is actually not going to be until Friday because I'm just going to take a little bit of a break. That's going to be my update video. So hopefully you guys enjoy that video. I love doing update videos, but that's going to be a long one because I bought a shit ton of movies for Halloween. Yeah, a lot of new ones that I'll be watching too. A lot of blind buys. Lots of blind buys. So yeah, that's going to do it. Happy Halloween, guys. Happy Halloween to everybody that watches my channel and everybody that will watch it maybe next year or anything like that. Happy Halloween to everybody. Hopefully you do some fun things for Halloween, and have a great day, guys. I will see you again on Friday.